The great hall of the Zirathian Empire was filled with an eerie silence. Alien dignitaries, nobles, and warriors alike stood frozen in shock. Their queen, supreme monarch Valith, had collapsed during a diplomatic summit, clutching her chest. The attending Zirathian physicians rushed to her side, their bioluminescent tendrils flickering in distress. Their scans revealed no poison, no disease, no clear cause for the sudden attack. Yet their mighty queen lay motionless, her breathing shallow. Humans were new to the galactic stage, but one among them stood guard that day, Commander Elias Vance of Earth's diplomatic security detail. A seasoned veteran of countless conflicts, he was assigned as the personal protector of the human ambassador. His first instinct had been to react to an assassination attempt, but no weapon had been fired, no adversary revealed. As the Zirathian doctors failed to revive their queen, Elias stepped forward. "What's her condition?" he demanded, towering over the shorter aliens. "She is fading," one of the doctors admitted, their voice a tremor of despair. "Her heart is failing, but we do not know why. There is no external factor." Elias studied the queen's collapsed form, his sharp eyes taking in every detail. Something felt wrong. He wasn't a doctor, but he'd seen heart attacks before, his own grandfather had suffered one. And yet, the signs weren't the same. Zirathians had vastly different physiology, but he had spent enough time around them to know they didn't suffer from traditional cardiovascular issues. Then he saw it, a subtle, almost imperceptible twitch in the queen's temple, the slow dilation of her inner eyelids. It wasn't a natural reaction. It was distress. "Has she been under extreme stress lately?" Elias asked. The advisors exchanged uneasy glances. "Her Majesty has faced many burdens. Political strife, threats from rival factions. But she is strong. Even the strongest can break," Elias muttered. His mind raced, piecing together a theory. "You need to scan her brain activity, not just her heart." The doctors hesitated but complied, activating their neural scanners. Moments later, their faces twisted in shock. "There is a foreign frequency, an intrusion," one of them whispered. "Something is attacking her mind." Elias' stomach dropped. "Mind control?" The physicians nodded grimly. "Not control, but suppression. Something is forcing her subconscious into a state of extreme stress, overloading her nervous system. Her body is shutting down from the pressure." His hands clenched into fists. This wasn't a natural illness, this was an attack. "Can you stop it?" The lead physician shook his head. "We don't even know what's causing it." Elias' mind worked fast. If the enemy wasn't using traditional means, then there had to be an external source. Something nearby. His eyes scanned the room, and then he saw it. The queen's ceremonial crown. Zirathian tradition dictated that the queen's crown was never removed in public. It was a symbol of her authority, laced with psionic amplifiers that helped her communicate with her people across vast distances. But what if it had been compromised? Ignoring the startled protests of the nobles, Elias knelt beside the queen and reached for the crown. His hand barely brushed the metal before he felt it, an unnatural hum, a sickening pulse of energy that sent a wave of nausea through him. "Get this thing off her. Now." The physicians hesitated, bound by tradition, but a single glare from Elias sent them scrambling. Together, they lifted the crown from the queen's head, and the reaction was immediate. Her body convulsed, and for a terrifying moment, Elias thought she might die. But then, with a deep, gasping breath, her eyes snapped open. The oppressive energy in the room vanished. She was alive. The queen sat up slowly, her gaze locking onto Elias. "You," her voice was weak but laced with authority. "You saved me." Elias exhaled, feeling the tension finally leave his body. "Looks like someone tampered with your crown. You were being attacked from the inside." Her eyes flickered with realization, and then fury. "The council," she hissed. They have long opposed my rule. This was no accident. The chamber erupted into chaos as Zirathian warriors rushed to secure the area. Elias stood, watching as the queen regained her composure, her fire returning. You have done more than save my life, human, she said, rising to her feet. You have uncovered treachery at the highest level. Elias smirked. Just doing my job. She studied him for a moment before nodding. Perhaps, but now you are more than a guard. You are an ally of the Zirathian throne. And as the galaxy would soon learn, that was not a bond made lightly.